Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I hope you all are doing absolutely well. Guys, in this video, we are going to cover the topic probability. First of all, we are going to quickly understand some of the important formulas that we need to know in order to solve the questions related to probability. Then we are directly going to jump on different types of questions that are going to come in your examinations. So first of all, let's understand the concepts. So in order to learn probability or in order to solve questions related to probability, you need to know three things. Okay, first word is your sample space, then event, and what is probability. See, sample space is nothing but when we perform an experiment, then set of all the possible outcomes is called as sample space. So let me try to explain you with an example. For example, let us consider that we have two coins. Okay, we have two coins and we are like flipping them. So the sample space would be in that case, see, two coins are there, which means for one coin there is one head and tail, and for the other coin there is one more head and tail. So the sample space will look something like this. At one point there can be two tails, there can be two heads, or one coin can show tail and the other can show head, whereas one can show head and other can show tails. Apart from this, any other case is not possible, right? So this is only which is called as sample space. Let's again read this statement. It says when we perform an experiment, the experiment that we are performing over here is flipping of two coins simultaneously, like together. Then set of all the possible outcomes is called as sample space, right? That is what we have found out. Let's understand with one more example. So this time we are taking the experiment as rolling a dice. Okay, so rolling a dice, we are rolling one dice which has numbers from 1 to 6. So in that case the sample space is going to be what? Simply numbers either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6, right? So one of these is going to be coming, right? So this is what our sample space, that is set of all the possible outcomes that can happen whenever we are performing that experiment. Okay, because just consider that out of in this 7 can come or not? No, because 7 is not there on the dice itself, right? So 7 cannot come, even 0 cannot come because 0 is not there on the dice itself. So this is what sample space is, that is set of all the possible outcomes is called a sample space. Now we have understood what is a sample space. Now what is an event? Okay, so any subset of a sample space is called as event. For example, if I have this sample space, then out of this if I try to write 2, 4, 6, then this we can call it as an event. Okay, in the same way, if out of this if I write h just simply this much, this is also can be called as event. Okay, why I am calling this as an event? Because this is a subset. Okay, this is a part of this sample space. Even 2, 4, 6 is also a subset of my sample space, so that is why I am calling it as event. Now you might be thinking, where is the need of us for to find out a subset of a sample space? So guys, you in the questions you will get something like this. Okay, that if you are rolling a dice, then what is the probability of getting an even number? So what you need to do, you need to find out the sample space, then you need to find out the probability of even even numbers, getting even numbers. So in that case event will be very helpful. So just for now, just understand what is sample space and event. When we will solve question, you will get in much clearer detail what is exactly what is the use of both of them. Now coming on to the most important part, which is the probability formula. So this is the probability formula that we have, and this is what we are going to use in order to solve multiple questions. That is, probability of an event is n of e divided by n of s. Now you might be thinking, what is n of e? So n of e is nothing but number of favorable outcomes. Okay, and in bracket I will write event. Okay, this is also called as event, divided by number of possible outcomes. Okay, number of possible outcomes, and in bracket I am writing for this as sample space. Okay, so probability formula is nothing but event divided by sample space, in simpler terms if you say so. Okay, and just in case if you want to understand what is this n, what is this e, then it is just simply number of favorable outcomes divided by number of possible outcomes. So far we have understood the entire concepts. Let's now directly jump onto the question and start solving them. So guys, let's look at this first question that we have. Tickets numbered 1 to 20 are mixed up, and then a ticket is drawn at random. What is the probability that the ticket drawn has a number which is a multiple of 3 or 5? Let's see how we are going to solve this question. First of all, we know the probability formula is probability of an event is equals to n of e divided by n of s. Okay, now what is n of e and what is n of s? N of e is simply the event and n of s is the sample space. Okay, let's try to find out the values of these. Okay, n of e and n of s, and then we will just substitute it in this formula to find out our answer. See, first of all, we need to calculate the sample space, which is n of s or s. Directly we can write. Now what is the sample space in this going to be? Okay, see, it is told that tickets numbered from 1 to 20 are mixed up, and then one ticket is drawn at random. So if we have a ticket numbered from 1 to 20, then what can be the sample space? Sample space can be any digit, right, from 1, 2, 3 up till 20, right? Because we are given 20 tickets and we have to draw one. So it can be like we can get any digit from 1 to 20, right? So this is what our sample space is going to be. So the value of sample space is going to be 20, right? Because we have this 20 numbers. Now we are going to find out the event. Event is what? What is the probability that the ticket drawn has a number which is a multiple of 3 or 5? So let's try to create the event. See, in sample space we have a lot of numbers, right? All from 1 to 20. Now we have to, in event we will only take those numbers which are either a multiple of 3 or 5. So 1 cannot come, 2 also cannot come, but 3 can come, right? Because 3 is a multiple of 3. In the same way 4 cannot come because 4 is not a multiple of either 3 or 5. Next number is 5, which is a multiple of 5, then 6, which is a multiple of 3, then 7 cannot come, 8 cannot come, 9 can come because it is a multiple of 3. Next digit 10, which is a multiple of 5, 12 multiple of 3, then 15, then 18, and then 20. So in this way we have prepared the event. Okay, event was what? That it should be a like multiple of 3 or 5. So we have taken all the numbers from 1 to 20 which are multiples of 3 and 5, and we have got these numbers. Let's see the count of them. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So these are 9. Okay, so we will just simply do n of e, which means number of event, which is 9, and then n of s, which is 20, right? So this is what our probability going to be, which is 9 by 20. So the correct answer for this question is option number D. Let's now move on to the next question. So guys, this is the question that we have. Let's read the question first and then we will be solving it. The question says a bag contains 2 red, 3 green and 2 blue balls. Okay, 2 balls are drawn at random. What is the probability that none of the balls is blue? Okay, so we need to find the probability. Let's write the formula for probability, which is n of e, which is number of events divided by number of sample space. Okay, so now in this case what we are given is we have a bag where some balls are there, and we need, out of that we need to pick 2 balls at random. Okay, so first of all we have to calculate the sample space. So in order to calculate sample space, what we will do is, we know that total number of balls that we have is what? Total number of balls is 2 plus 3 plus 2, right? We can write it in this way. So total number of balls that we have is 7. So 7 balls that we have. Now n of s we have to calculate, right? So out of these 7 balls we have to draw 2 balls, right? So how can we calculate, in how many ways, right? So 7c2, which means combinations formula. So in combinations formula, if you solve it, it can be simply done by 7 into 6 divided by 2 into 1, because 2 is there. So simply 7 into 6 we are doing 2 times. Okay, now when we will solve it, it will be 2 3s are 6 and 7 3s are 21. So n of s value we have got it as 21. In the same way we will find out n of e. Okay, now n of e is what? What is the event that is told to us is, what is the probability that none of the balls is blue? None of the balls is blue means what? What are the balls that we had? 2 red, 3 green and 2 blue. So we do not have to consider, we have to consider none of the balls that we are drawing is blue. So we have to consider for these cases. Okay, that is 2 plus 3, which means 5 balls out of, like 5 balls we are going to draw. Okay, 5 balls we have in total. Okay, because we are neglecting blue balls because it is given in the condition, and out of 5 balls how many we are drawing? 2 balls. So 5c2 is the combination formula that we will be applying. Okay, so simply 5 into 4 divided by 2 into 1. So this way when we will solve, it will be 10. Okay, so we have the value of n of s and n of e. So when we will substitute this, we will be getting 10 by 21. So the correct answer will be option number A. Okay, let's now move on to the next question. So guys, if you have any doubts in any of the question, feel free to ask me in the comment section. Let's look at this question. The question is, in a box there are 8 red, 7 blue and 6 green balls. One ball is picked up randomly. What is the probability that it is neither green or red ball? Okay, again we have the probability formula as n of e divided by n of s. N of e is n of s. Okay, n of e is nothing but number of favorable outcomes, and n of s is number of all the possible outcomes or sample space. Okay, so in this case the total balls that we have is, total balls will be 8 plus 7 plus 6, right? So this will be equals to 21, right? So 21 is the total number of balls that we have, which means n of s will be 21, right? And then we have to pick one ball, and then what is the probability that it is neither red or green? So neither red and nor green. Okay, so red or green, so what is remaining? 7. Okay, so it will be either it will be 7 balls that we will be getting. Okay, so number of events will be 7. So this will be our probability formula, that when after substituting we will get 7 by 21. Further we can simplify it to be 1 by 3. Okay, so the final answer will be option number A, which is 1 by 3. Let's now move on to the next question. But guys, before we move on to the next question, if you are finding this video helpful, please give it a like and then if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Let's look at this question. The question is, what is the probability of getting a sum 9 from two throws of a dice? Okay, so if two dice are throws, then what is the probability that we are going to get the sum as 9? We have to find that. So first of all, the probability formula is P of E is N of E, which is number of favorable outcomes or events divided by number of possible outcomes, which is our sample space. Now, like N of S, or the sample space when two dice are thrown, is 6 into 6. Okay, it is always 36. How we are getting this, just in case if you are not aware, it is like we will calculate it in this way. Okay, so on first dice we will get 1, second dice 1, first dice 1, second dice 2, first dice 1, second dice 3, so on and so forth. First dice 1, second dice 3. In the same way, 2 1 till 2 6. Okay, in this way it will go till 6 1 6 6. Okay, in this way we will have 36 different occurrences which can happen. That is why the sample space that we will be having will be 36. Okay, so that is why in the bottom part we will put 36. Okay, now we have to find what is the number of events. Okay, now what is told is that we have to get all those events where the sum is 9. Okay, how we are going to get that? Simply, once we found all of these, then we have to check, okay, one by one, where the possible sum possible is 9. For example, in one case can be on the first dice if we get 3, and on the second dice if we get 6, it will be 9, right? The sum will be 9. In the same way, on the first dice if we get 3, not 3 but 4, and second dice if we get 5, so 4 plus 5 is 9 again. In the first dice if we get 5, second dice 4, then it is also 9, sum is 9. First dice if we get 6, second dice if we get 3, then sum is 9. So in this way, this will be the event that we will be having, and number of event is 1 2 3 4. So we will put 4 over here. So 4 by 36 will be 1 by 9, right? So the options that we have are here is 1 by 6, 1 by 8, and C is 1 by 9. So the correct answer for this question will be option C, which is 1 by 9. Okay, I hope you have understood it. The solving questions is basically very easy. You just have to find the events correctly, and once you find the event correctly, you can easily put that in the probability formula that we have, and you can find out your solution. Let's now move on to the next question. So this is the next question that we have. Let's read the question first, and then we will be solving it. 3 unbiased coins are tossed. Okay, what is the probability of getting at most 2 heads? Okay, first of all, probability formula, let's write it down, which is number of event divided by sample space. Okay, now what is the probability of getting at most 2 heads? So first of all, we will be needing sample space. Okay, now in this case, 3 unbiased coins are tossed. Now what is unbiased coins? Unbiased coins means all the coins have, at one side it is having tail, and on the other side it is having head. Okay, which means a coin is proper. Biased coins means what? Biased coins, just in case if you get, it means both the sides it is having the same thing, either tail or head. Unbiased coins means general coins that we have. Okay, so in this way 3 coins are tossed. So what can be the sample space? See, I am writing the sample space for you over here. Here itself I will write one sample space can be 3 tails on all the 3. Okay, and then heads on all 3. Okay, and then remaining ones, tail head, then we have tail head tail, then head tail head. Okay, then one more we can have head tail head. Okay, then head tail. So let's count 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, so 8 is the possible, okay, sample space. Out of this nothing else is possible, so you can also create the sample space for you. Okay, slowly. Okay, now let's understand. So the sample space value we have already got it, which is 8. Okay, so in the denominator I will write 8. Now what is the event that we have to create? What is the probability of getting at most 2 heads? Now what does it mean by at most 2 heads? Okay, let's understand what is the probability of getting at most 2 heads. At most 2 heads means what? Okay, we can have 0 head. Okay, we can have 0 1 till 2. Okay, what we cannot have is 3 heads. Okay, so 3 heads is not possible. So in this one there is no head, which means that is like we can take this one in the event. Can we take this one? We have 3 heads, but our question says at most 2 heads. So more than 2 heads we cannot take. So we cannot take this one. Can we take this one? Yes, because this is less than or equal to 2, right? This is also we can take. This also we can take. This also we can take. Basically we can take all the rest ones. Only this one we cannot take, because it has 3 heads. And in the question we are told to take probability of at most 2 heads. So out of 8, only 1 we can neglect. So out of 8, 1 is gone. So is the event is 7. Okay. So the correct answer for this question will be 7 by 8, which is option number D. I hope you have understood it. Let's now move on to the next question. So guys, this is the next question that we have. Let's read the question first and then we will be solving it. The question says, out of 17 applicants, there are 8 boys and 9 girls. Two persons are to be selected for the job. Find the probability that at least one of the selected person will be a girl. Now, how we will solve this question? Let's understand. Okay, first of all, the event of selection of two people, in this case, how we will take it? Okay, we have to select two person, right? And we have to what is the probability that we have to find that at least one of the selected person will be girl? So in different ways we can do the selection. Okay, see, out of 8 boys and 9 girls, one case can be first is a girl, right? First that we select is a girl. Okay, and then select second will be what? And in second, like out of selecting the second person, we select that second is a boy. Okay, second is a boy. Another case. Okay, so this is one case, or second case can be first is a boy, right? First is a boy and second that we select is a girl. Okay, second is a girl, and the third can be what? First is a girl, and second is also a girl. Okay, now you might be thinking, why are we doing this third case? Because in the question what is told to us is find the probability that at least one of the selected person is a girl. See, in the first case, one girl, okay, second boy, second case, first boy, second girl, and in third case also it is totally valid, because we can take two girls, because the condition that was given to us is that at least one girl should be there, okay, in your selection. We cannot take this case that, you know, in the first one also we can select a boy, in the second also we can select a boy. We cannot do that, because at least in our selection there should be one girl. Okay, so based on this, now we will create the, you know, equation, and then we will be solving it. See, first is a girl, so how we will select that? There are 17 applicants, and you know, out of 17, so I will put 17 in the denominator, and how many boys are there? 8 boys are there and 9 girls. So out of 9 girls I have to select one girl, so 9 by 17. Okay, and is this multiplication I am putting, and second is a boy. Now already one girl we have selected out of 17, so out of total we have now only 16 left. Okay, so I am putting denominator as 16. Now second is a boy, so how out of 8 boys I have to select, so that is why I will put 8 over here. Okay, now or, which means plus, again we will create in the same way. First is a boy, so total 17 we had, and out of 8 boys I have to select, so 8 multiplied by 1 is already selected, so I will have now 16. So out of 9 girls I have to select 1, so 9 over here, plus first is a girl, so out of 17 total, out of 9 girls I have to select 1, so 9 by 17 multiplied by, again second is also a girl, so out of 16 I have to select, now out of 9 1 is already selected, so 8. Okay, so 8 by 16. Now we have to simplify this to get our final answer. See how we will solve it. 8 1s are 8, 8 2s are 16, so this will be 9 by 34 plus 8 2s are 16, 9 by 34 here also, plus 8 2s are 16, 9 by 34 here also. 9 by 34 we will add 3 times, we will be getting 27 by 34. Okay, so 27 by 34 we have got it, and let's see if we have that as option. Yes, we have option D as 27 by 34. So the correct answer for this question will be option number B, which is 27 by 34. I hope you have understood it. If you have any doubts related to this question, feel free to ask me in the comment section. Let's now move on to the next question. Let's look at this question. The question says, two dice are thrown together. What is the probability that sum of the number on the two dice on the two faces is divisible by 4? Let's understand. In order to find the probability, we have this formula as n of e divided by n of s. Okay, now what is the sample space that we will have for two dices are thrown? See, 6 into 6, 36, right? So when two dices are thrown, the sample space that we will be having is 36. Okay, so in the denominator I will put 36 directly. What is the event that I have to create? Okay, so the sum of the numbers of the two faces is divisible by 4. So you have to create a sample space. Okay, and out of that you have to select those where the sum is divisible by 4. So what will come? Okay, in the event 1 and 3 can come, because the sum of them is 4, which is divisible by 4. Another thing that can come is 2 2. Another thing that can come is 2 6. Then what can come? 3 1, 3 5, 4 4. Then the next things which can come is 5 3, 6 2, and then 6 6. So for all of these the sums are divisible by 4. So we are going to take that in our event. So the number of event is 9, right? So I will put 9 in the numerator. So it will be 9 ones are 9 and 9 fours are 36. So 1 by 4 is our correct answer for this question, which is option number C. Okay. So guys, I hope you have understood it. If you have any doubts, put it in the comment section. Let's now move on to the next one. So guys, so far we have seen a lot of question. Now I have one question for you. This is a DIY question. DIY as in you have to do it yourself. I will not be telling you the answer for this question. So let's see the question first. The question is, two dice are thrown together. What is the probability that the sum of the number is even? And we have the options as 1 by 2, 1 by 4, 1 and 1 by 6. So guys, make sure to attempt this question and write down its answer in the comment section, and I will be replying to your comment whether your answer is correct or not. So guys, that's all for today's video. I hope you found it helpful, and if you do, please give it a like. If you have any more doubts, please drop them in the comment section. You can also join me on Telegram and follow me on Instagram as well. You can ask your queries over Instagram DM too. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss on any of the important updates or notification whenever I upload a new video. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching the video.